Okay, it looks like we're recording, which is awesome. I'm a little rusty at this. I haven't done this in a long time, so I'm going to share my screen and show you the final assignment. All right, here we are looking at the final assignment, hopefully. Anyways, this is the final assignment. We've already talked about this in class, but maybe you weren't paying attention. This video is for you, where I'm going to talk to you about the final assignment like I did in class. It's due, I don't know, January 20th-ish. What do you have to do in this? You basically have to create your ideal urban community. So it's taking a lot of the stuff we learned in the last few units and kind of combine them together. But you also need to remember the stuff from the earlier units about physical geography. So let's go through this. What do you have to put? Well, I'm not going to read to you everything on the screen. You can read, but I'm going to show you a few cool things. I'm going to show you an example of what the assignment could look like. And then I'm going to show you this website called streetmix, where you make a cross section of one of the streets in your fictional environment, fictional city. Anyways, community. It's of 40,000 people. All right, so this is all the stuff you have to include. Title page, you have to have a summary of where it is. So that means you're going to have to research someplace in Canada and fit your community in there. So the example that Ms. Hicks put together, which I'm going to show now, shows Nowick, BC. Okay, that's in British Columbia. So that would mean that you would have to research, a coastal community in British Columbia. And so here you can see that there's some pictures, nice slideshow. You've got a summary that it's on the Pacific Northwest. There you have the rainforest that exists on the coast of British Columbia. So you've got that, and then look at that at the bottom. There's some sources. Always good to have the sources. Anyway, so then you have, why is it a great place to live? So if we go back to the assignment, it says, where is it? Give the local climate, and then a description of what makes it walkable, or in this case, why is it a great place to live? And then you've got this picture of some fictional community houses there, and then what it might look like on the road. There are a lot of bikes there. It's good, probably healthy. And then you have examples further that would enhance it. So this is examples taken from Vancouver, which is where this fictional community is close to, and it shows these things like nice farmers markets, community centers, and so on, all the things that one would like to have near where they live. Now you have to look at the resources that are connected to this area. So you could look at what was previously done there. In case of many coastal areas in Vancouver, lumber, forestry is the key industry, and it's moving now to a more eco-friendly ecotourism kind of vibe. So that's something you could show there, and of course, depending on where you research, will determine what sort of vibe or focus your community has. Now, in the assignment, you have to look at whether it's sustainable. So the next slide shows, hey, sustainability, and it talks about things like the way this community gets its power, in this case, geothermal, great, and also how people get around. So public transit would be a big focus here, and then how that public transit is powered, in this case, electric, although it's a Norwegian flag, so I guess they imported their buses. And then you could talk about like green roof programs and other programs that we've talked about, like in terms of like even having efficient windows, double pane windows. We talked about that with North Toronto. Anyway, something like that it would be some a focus of your discussion. Now you have to focus on also the immigration policies. How are they welcoming new immigrants? And this is a common trend through Unit 2 that we looked at when we examined demographics. So how is this community inviting people to come here? So it's going to be kind of looking at the general trends in Canada, what communities are immigrating to Canada, and I showed you lots of stats on that. If you want more sources, Stats Canada, great source. Anyways, so you can go to Stats Canada and find this information there, or go to the previous slideshows in Unit 2 to see what groups are immigrating to Canada most frequently, and then you can just summarize those in this slide. You also have to focus on the Indigenous communities that are nearby. That's question 6 here. So in this case, focusing on, you would have to research the area, so the Pacific Northwest, British Columbia, and you'd notice that the Coast Salish are like a main focus there. So then you would want to research them and put them into your slideshow. Finally, climate change, common focus in this whole course, and conservation. So the last 2 slides should focus on climate change. What are some of the challenges that the Pacific Northwest experiences? And then you would import that or kind of impose that on your local community that you're researching. Okay. And then conservation efforts. How are we protecting that bear? Oh, look, those trees are gone. That's an unfortunate picture. Anyway, so how you can have pictures like this if you want. Now, so that's part of the assignment. You also have to design your main street using a website called streetmix. What's streetmix, you might ask? Well, it's this website. I made a street right here called Brad Street. It's very originally named. But essentially what you do is you go to streetmix and you can sign in under, oh gosh, my face is there. You can just click sign in under Google, and it will automatically sign you in and then save your work. And essentially what you can do here is you can basically adjust all these parameters. So keep your street width about 24 meters wide. And then let's say the meeting settings are in the way. Let's move these. Get out of here. Okay. Let's say I want to have light rail. Well, look, I put light rail there. But let's say I want the footing at the base of the light rail to be grass. Now, look, the light rail goes over grass. Maybe I don't want light rail there. Well, I can go to the bottom here, and there's a whole bunch of things I can pop in. And let's say I want to put in a streetcar instead. I can drag and drop it in. Oh no, what have I done? Oh, you have to delete one first, and then you can drag and drop the other one. So maybe I want to make this coastal, so I can put in, oh, look, it's the coast now, and these people are walking along the waterfront. Isn't that nicer? Maybe it is. In that case, maybe I want to move my trees to the waterfront side. So I can switch these things around kind of by, oh, palm trees, of course, it's coastal. Or I can remove elements altogether and add them later on. If you take a look at the bottom again, look, trees, I can put in trees on the other side instead and change it to a palm tree. Although, just to note, palm trees, Canada, not really a thing. So I would unfortunately say stick to the deciduous trees. I know that's like nitpicking, but it's the final assignment. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to nitpick. Anyways, let's say you want to get rid of cars altogether. You theoretically could, or you could put in a bike lane. That's a car and bike lane share. This segment might not be wide enough, so you might have to widen it a little bit. And then look, we've got a problem here. So in some cases you can remove items or make them really small. Maybe I can make my medians in the center really small, and then that will accommodate, look, I can now fit in that bike lane because the sides haven't turned red. So all this is to say that you can mess around with all of these parameters to put in items that will make your city or your main street more or less desirable. If you have tons and tons of streets, it's going to be, or tons and tons of road, it might be less desirable, but you'll get more people moving through per hour. Now there's a really cool analytics item here where you can click on it and it will tell you how many people are moving through your city. Lots of people are walking. It's a very walkable city based on this graph here. And I can actually have it, track to the size of the city of Toronto or city of Vancouver, and then it will show you a general idea based on the population data of the city of Vancouver. So I can see, okay, there's my sidewalk per hour. That's how many people are going. Streetcar, drive lanes. There's not a lot of people driving. Some people take streetcar, but most people are using the sidewalk. If I want to average it to all of North America, then you get it working out kind of like this. So you can get some cool analytics and mess around with those. Anyways, this is the website called streetmix. There are some features that you need a plus membership. You don't need to get a plus membership because you don't need to pay for this. Okay, hopefully that helps you with the final assignment. Bye. Am I still recording? Oh, I'm still recording. I don't remember how to press stop. I don't remember. Stop.